Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be me addressing the elephant in the room, and for a while now already, with Corona basically occupying all of the headlines and top news stories, and that is what everybody talks about, and rightfully so, because it's global, it's pandemic. I have had a feeling that there's a bit of an elephant in the room, because as much as we all like to close our eyes and pretend something's not happening and just focus on the little things and something to keep our mind off everything that's happening in the world, such as this game, such as this YouTube channel, for instance, I do feel that I must acknowledge what's happening and kind of like maybe put a bit my spin in it and my personal thoughts. So obviously at this point, over a quarter of the global population, so it's billions of people, are already on some form or shape of quarantine. Pretty much all of the countries have restricted travel. We're basically kind of like every single one of us is kind of stuck where we are, and we just need to weather this out. And I'm no exception. I am in the UK. I am already well within week 1 of our lockdown. We're approaching week 2. I do not know how long it's going to last. I do not know what's going to be my employment status at the end of it, and I do not know how long this is going to go or what's going to happen till we get through it. So I'm kind of taking it day by day. Obviously, I'm already being affected by it financially as well, because even though UK government is doing a fantastic job with help and support to the people who are unable to attend work, such as myself currently, and I'm unable to work from home as well, we are getting some percentage of our salary paid in, even though it doesn't really cover what we used, I guess you could say. But hey, it's definitely a lot better than many people across the globe are, what their situation is, and I am happy for the fact that I'm not absolutely desperate, even though I fully realize that there are plenty of people who are and who will be. And as this story continues, the point is that MCOC players are playing this game across the globe, and obviously many of us are getting affected as well. It's not just something that's happening to old pensioners and old people's homes or in a couple of countries. No, it's happening all around the world. And specifically here is one story that already Boss Killer reached out to me with, and that is basically a passing of a member of this Italian alliance, Ex-Order 66, and the message there is in Italian, but he translated for me. Today this alliance is in mourning. My brother Fur has fallen because of the coronavirus. We will never forget you, RIP Fur. And then people are encouraging to Google his user profile, which is right here. It's spelled FHER, and yeah, it's Profiles Massacre. So this MCOC player has passed with coronavirus, and whether we hear about it or not, I'm 100% certain that there will be many more to follow, because people are dying by thousands every day, and I do personally get a feeling that it's just kind of heating up and increasing in vast majority of the countries. And I am dreadful to think what's going to happen when it's going to explode in India, for instance, which is I believe the world's most populous country with 1.3 billion, and needless to say, it's also relatively crowded, at least in the bigger cities. So that might be a really terrifying image to think about. Or America is absolutely heating up right now as well. I think America has the most cases in the world already, and it's just kind of like the beginning stages of it. So a lot of very scary numbers and very scary charts are gonna come our way. Unfortunately, they're not just scary numbers and they're not just scary charts, they're also people. So without trying to sound overly panicky, which I'm not, which I'm trying just to roll with the punches day by day and take the things for what they are, a lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are already dying. Just because you're in your 30s, 20s, or 40s does not mean you're safe or all your immediate relatives are safe. You're as safe as you make yourself to be, and that is number one biggest point of making this video. It's kind of like me urging people to actually listen, to actually do what's asked of them. Stay inside, limit your social interactions, wash your hands, Also, fun fact, coronavirus is a virus, not a bacteria. Duh, so you don't need to stockpile antibacterial soap. It doesn't help. The act of washing hands is what actually removes it from your hands, not the soap. The soap doesn't magically kill it. If it did, we would be much more effective at fighting it. So there you go. No need to stockpile antibacterial soap. Let others have some soap and let their hands smell well. But that being said, obviously, wash your hands, social distance, limit your social interactions, and also, I guess you could say, don't exaggerate your need for social contact, because let's face it, quite large amount of people across the globe are relatively socially introverted and are definitely capable spending period time at their home. If it would be under any different circumstances, I would potentially be extremely pleased for the prospect of not having to work for 3 weeks and stay home, right? It would sound like a holiday, except it isn't, not right now. And why? Because it's obviously happening under a very different set of circumstances, and everybody should understand that. Just because you have all this free time doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden going to be a marathon runner. It doesn't mean that your dog all of a sudden wants 7 walks a day. It doesn't mean that you need to do everything you can to get out of the house and somehow morally justify it. No. Stay put, go watch some Netflix, go watch some YouTube videos, clean the house if you want to, do whatever else. Stay inside, don't go outside. You do not need to discuss the happenings with your neighbor and neighbor's neighbor and everybody in your backyard or whatever. Just, use the modern technology wonders that are available to you. Communicate to your relatives, give a message to your, I don't know, old high school buddy, reconnect to the people via internet, or just, watch Netflix, play games, but do it by yourself at home is kind of the moral of the story. And at the same time, when all of this is happening, obviously this is MCOC channel, so I need to talk a bit about MCOC, and without trying to sound like I'm attacking Kabam, because I'm certainly not. And for instance, Kabam already gave us the energy calendar, I believe. Where can we go and check it out? Yeah, there we go. So we're at day 14 at this point of getting free energy refill a day, which was definitely a nice gesture, but at the same time completely tone deaf special offers, which again I can understand that are pre-planned in advance. But maybe during times such as this, you can change your plans and alter some of those offers, because this being used as a time to send out 9,000 units 6-star crystal offer or $100 for 20 6-star signature stones just seems somehow very, very inappropriate, man. This is, I believe, the time where Kabam can show that they care about their player base and show that they want to support us. And the best way for doing that is, and no, I'm not wanting to ask for free stuff from Kabam or just give us that. No, it's just trying to push forward some content release dates, maybe reducing energy costs. They can show us that they are flexible and want to help us by reducing AQ and AW energy timers, because a lot of people are working overtime opposed to the people who are staying at home, if they are key workers or medical staff, so on and so forth. So they're busier than ever. So it is chance for them to show that they understand that and reduce those timers for a period of time. It is chance for them to re-release some content. They don't even have to design something new. Just give us old maze, right? Just throw it back in there. Just another thing to do. We all know maze rewards were bad, but maze was fun. That gave us something to do. They can simply drop in that uncollected Thanos fight, which was cool fight. Don't need the rewards associated with it. You just need some content, something interesting happen in the game. And I understand obviously the Kabam is also affected by this whole global pandemic, but at the same time nobody's asking for them to create miracles. They just would be nice if they were acting kind of like according to whatever is happening in the world. Or they can obviously try and carry on as normal, so it's up to them, I don't know. But I'm just saying, this would be a perfect time for them to actually show some sort of compassion, show some sort of support to their players, and not necessarily giving away free stuff, just doing some encouraging stuff, showing that they understand, reducing the timers, reducing the energy recharge, bringing back some old content, or designing some new small side piece event contests or stuff like that to keep us all engaged and entertained, and to help us kind of like deal with our boredom, I guess. Release more arenas if you must, or whatever. I'm sure they can figure out something. I'm sure they don't need me to tell them what to do. But the point is, do something aside from release $300 6-star crystal offer for a Cyclops or whatever. That just felt quite cheap, and hopefully they're gonna do something about it, because that calendar was quite cool touch, but it doesn't mean it has to be the only touch. All of that being said, I guess aside from the main point of the video, which is to hopefully advise people to stay in, wash your hands, social distance, do whatever is asked of you. Also just asking people to keep their chins up, stay safe, even though the things might not look too great for quite a large number of us. I'm sure that eventually this thing too shall pass. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, that will be it for today, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya.